But that's what they get.
Yeah, dumb bitch talking
all
shit.
Talking that shit. That's what they get. You know. But read that again and then jump to 17. That's what they get.
Yeah, I'm still in Sirach 12.
Yeah, read that verse again and then jump to 17.
Sirach 12 and 8 says, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity.
And this is how you truly know who your friends are when you know the going gets rough. That's why we try to tell y'all that Esau's not your friend. You black women think so. That's because things may be alright for right now, but wait till things hit the fan. You do realize they already prepared to choose their side. They're not going to choose your side. They're going to pick their own side. That's how Esau rolls. Esau ensures that they are prepped. Them. So if things get rough, they cutting all ties with you. They're not going to allow you to stay with them. They're not going to allow you to stay. They're going to say, nope, we was prepping for this time. They'll cut you off instantly. So they're not your friend. But as you can see down there, things get rough. Ted Cruz, that's why I remember his name now. He decided to go to start with a C. Cancun. And then he gonna lie. Well, he made up an excuse saying, "Oh, I wanted to be a good dad. My kids wanted to go, so they told me, first, you didn't have to go. You could have sent them, and you stayed. But you know, it just looks bad, so he had to say something. But that shows you, like, they don't care. They don't. They're your enemy." 3:17. Verse 17.
I got to get it out of my damn pocket. So it says, Galatians chapter 6, verse 7, it says, be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man sow, they shall also reap. That shit happens so damn quick.
That's what they get.
Man.
Because they went out of their way to try to say something to us, trying to be funny. Drove down the street and hit something. They hit something. I think they hit somebody.
It was loud.
I don't know.
You talking about some ice fell on? Ain't no ice over there, nigga. You hit something, y'all got it. That's what you get, you know. That's why I didn't really pressure them, because I'm just like, that's what you get. I ain't be like, yeah, nigga, that's what you. I ain't had to do that, man. They know what they did. It's stupid. Go ahead.
This is Sirach 12 and 17. It reads, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
And know that devil undermined y'all situation. He said, y'all better learn how to survive. He said, only the strongest will survive. And he threw in his recognition. So he don't feel sorry for what he did. He just knows that, yeah, I'm going to lose my job, but I'm letting y'all know now. Fuck y'all. So guess what? They're not your friend. He undermined your situation. What he could have did, what he should have did if he was a righteous person. He should have said, look, we're going to help y'all, but this is a good opportunity for y'all to train yourself and be prepared, stuff like that. He just flat out said, I'm not doing nothing for y'all. Figure it out yourself. Right? While they over there only giving electricity to certain people. They only shoving snow for certain streets. Comfort for only certain people. They're still trying to maintain this CDC regulation COVID bullshit. Alright? Now you should hopefully see who your enemy is and who you can depend on and cannot depend on. You know what I'm saying?
Got one more verse, then Zark can get his. Verse 18, he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. That's it.
I had one.
Okay, yeah, good.
It's kind of dealing with the same topic. This is Jeremiah 30. Nobody got this. This is Jeremiah 30 chapter. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 12. For thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines. All thy lovers have forgotten thee, they seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thy iniquities, because thy sins were increased.
That's right. So you see, we're wounded, and there's none to come and patch it up, to heal us up. If anything, they come in to lick your sores. That's what that means. The dog came and licked his sores, talking about the other nation. They pretty much came and capitalized on your situation. But nobody cares about you. Biden didn't say nothing. The Kamala, she was like, where's Kamala Harris? Where are all these celebrities? Because they don't care. They don't really care neither. Unless it's them that's getting hit. Or they already got backup plans. You understand? So a lot of you jakes are starting to wake up to understanding who your enemy is and who you can and can't depend on. That's what this is all about. Verse 8.
Continue with me, this is Isaiah chapter 5 and continuing in verse 7. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold, oppression, for righteousness, but behold, a cry. Woe unto them that join house to house, that lay field to field, till there be no place, that they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth.
That's it on that. The point to get in it with that is that this vineyard are the people of Israel. And the Most High said, because of our wickedness, he's going to cast down that trench, that hedge. That hedge represents your protection, your defense. Just like Job, what happened when the Lord asked Satan, what about Job? Satan said, Lord, don't you got a hedge around him? I can't touch him because you got your guard over him, right? And he said, let me touch his skin and I guarantee you I'll curse you, which he didn't. But that shows you right there that that hedge represents a protection and defense. That's why the Lord said he's mad at the false pastors because they didn't make a hedge about his sheep, because they didn't prep him for the evil times. These are the words you need to hear for the evil times to come, that the road is going to get bumpy and that our protection is going to be our faith ultimately. And that we're catching all this hell because of our sins. But understand that the reason the devil was showing that he got his horns showing right now is because he know that his time is up. So it's good that that woman is in that mind state of separating themselves from the society. That's good so long as she's thinking the right way. Because if you truly are letting go of the society, that's a good thing. That's what the Most High asks. Let go of the society. You understand? Can you give me Isaiah 36 and 6?
Like you. Ezekiel 6 and 8, and it reads, Yet will I leave a remnant, that ye may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, and when ye shall be scattered through the countries. And they that escape of you shall remember me among the nations, whither they shall be carried captives, because I am broken with their whorish heart, which have departed from me, and with their eyes which go a whoring after their idols. And they shall loathe themselves for the evils which they have committed, and all their abominations.
So there's be a remnant that's going to escape amongst the nations. That remnant represents his elect. And he says what? They're going to loathe themselves for their wickedness. Meaning they're gonna detest yourself for the things you've done. That's why you're in this situation. Just like the prodigal son. You know, the man had it all, you could say. But because of foolishness, is a phrase, a fool and his money soon departed. I believe an Edomite said that. It's a wise quote though. Because of his foolishness, he spent it all up. And he got reduced to feeding swine. And while he was doing that, he hated himself. He said, how did I go from living on top of my father to feeding swine? And I done messed up. So let me go back to my father and say I'm not worthy. You know, and that really, you can say that represents Israel. You're going to hate yourself for what we did. That's why we just can't point the blame at, Esau. Right? You can't point the blame. You got to take responsibility for what we did. Because if we was on top, the Lord wouldn't have let this man do this to us. You know? We had that Gadite helper, and, I understand that Gad is a caring tribe, Gad and Reuben. But you can't say that you 100% innocent. You don't understand your history, man.
That's
All
right.
them spirits, you know. Hey, because we right next to Cahokia, that's why it's a lot of Gad, Reubenite, and Northern Kingdom. If you go look at Cahokia, they'll tell you that they believed in like the sun, the upper world and the lower world, or something like that. And they believed in worshiping those spirits, but you still going on. You just lost the knowledge, but you were always a spiritual people. You respect the land, you know, you respect that, but you went off. We all did.
That's right.
You know, that's why the Northern Kingdom went into slavery under the Assyrians anyway, because they went off.
Appreciate it. But this is Leviticus 26.
And even to this day, y'all still worshiping other spirits outside the Heavenly Father.
Mankind, yeah, hey, that's what he said. He said that you got to go to the spirits.
To get to the heaven.
Yeah. I'm like, nigga, that ain't in the Bible. No.
Yeah, because so you're not what's the says wise
Why is it
knowledge not according to the Romans 10. Not knowledge not according to zeal of the Heavenly Father, but not according to knowledge.
God.
You know, the spirits here that's on this earth, the flowers, the plants, that's for our use. We're over them. We need them, but you don't have to pray to them to go. You go straight to the source, and we can do that. We can go straight to the source. The mediator is Yahweh Shai,
Right.
which that's really the source.
Right. And what's the spirits? The ancestors.
Right.
You know, you even got a lot of Judah talking about this shit, especially the so-called black one. Leviticus 26 and 40, and Deontay Wallace said that shit about his ancestors. You saw what happened to him. He lost to Tyson Fury. He got straight obliterated in the ring, knocked out. It's Leviticus 26 and 40. If they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers, with their trespass, which they trespass against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me, and that I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies, if then their uncircumcised hearts be humbled, and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity, then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham will I remember, and I will remember the land. The land also shall be left for them, and shall enjoy her Sabbaths while she lieth desolate without them. And they shall accept of the punishment of their iniquity, because they despise my judgments, and because their soul abhorred my statutes.
That's why the judgment came. That's why our judgment is heavy. We got to acknowledge our offenses, and we are guilty. Even on the individual sense, I be thinking like, damn, what did I do? You know, because I know I can't say I'm spotty clean.
Right.
I think about things that I'm ashamed of. Even when I was younger, I didn't know no better. I'm still ashamed of.
Yeah.
Right? So I can't say I'm spotty clean. Nope. I hope to be clean. Right? But so you Jakes down there that's suffering, hopefully you get an idea. And now they're trying to move the little vaccinations to kids now. So it's gonna be a lot of pressure on your children. Because it may not be right away, but they talking about some working on the shot for them. So you know what that's gonna be. Schools and districts are gonna say that it's a requirement to go back, to keep going.
Yeah, because they, if I may add, they trying to get the kids back into school. And that's all just an excuse just to push the vaccine.
Because Biden himself admitted, admitted that the children are unaffected, pretty much. So the question is, why aren't they in school? Just a logical question. He himself said, yeah, the children aren't really affected. They'll go on the news, yeah, the children aren't really affected. So why aren't they in school? Why'd you take them out? Oh, but they could still spread it. So that's their excuse for saying, we gotta get y'all a shot. We told you this was coming, and they already gonna push for a third shot. Right. Or a fourth shot.
It's ridiculous, man.
Because they're gonna say it didn't Those first 2 shots is unaffected because it's mutated. And this is all a bunch of BS, man. I say this every day. I pretty much forget we're in a so-called pandemic every day. If the news didn't make a video about it every day, you wouldn't even know it. That's why they got to keep doing it, because the evidence isn't pretty much there. If this is truly a pandemic, man, there would be visual evidence everywhere.
They tried at first, try to show all them bloody Africans and bleeding out their mouth and their eyes and all that, and then that shit just went away. Like, you never saw that shit again.
Go ahead, bro. You got it.
Like, it's just like, we know this pandemic bullshit because it's like, kids are bringing damn masks anywhere because we don't really care about it. Because it's like, bro, they say that the mask is supposed to stop the spread, but why the numbers still
I almost forget. I always talk about the car, about the one. Wait, let me go back to the damn. It's a bunch of BS, right? It's just they're just buying time for the Great Reset, which is gonna push more into more restrictions and lockdowns. Okay. That's all they're doing, and we're telling y'all.
And if I could say, any certain Edomite neighborhoods, they don't even wear masks. Nope. Man, I went out in St. Peter's, all the stores, none of them had masks on. Yep. Like Quick Trip. Now, yeah, the workers had masks, but people was just going in, just buying gas, you know. Hey, thanks, and all that. Because it's got that flat.
This BS, man. And
I went in the AutoZone, Shalaki. I went in the AutoZone. None of them had masks. None of them.
They'll wear it under the nose and stuff. Because everybody's like, yeah, whatever. It really is redundant. The fear mongering worked a little bit, but it's starting to fade. We're pushing almost a full year, right? Of you manipulating numbers and evidence. It's gonna have to show eventually.
And it's just in Shalaki again. It's just in Jake neighborhoods.
Oh yeah.
Like where you